Welcome to Candid Conversations with Candidates, sponsored by Crow Wing Power, in partnership with the Brainerd Lakes Chamber and Lakes Media Collaborative. I'm Steve Mao with Brainerd General Rental and representing the Brainerd Lakes Chamber. Joining me today is Clark Hamdorf, and Clark is a candidate for Ironton City Council. Clark, welcome to the program. We're glad you could join us.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, let's take a couple moments to share with the audience a little bit more about Clark Hamdorf.
Well, I was born and raised in Ironton, graduated from high school in Ironton, relocated to Minneapolis for a few years, got experience down there, relocated back to Ironton a little later to raise my family and stuff like that, and then was asked to participate with the City Council, which I did. Have enjoyed very much, and I would very much like to continue doing so because I like the little city that I live in, and I'd like to take care of the people that are there.
Okay. Excellent. Anything else about your background or experiences that you'd like to share, Clark?
Well, if they need it, I have a pretty broad business background and stuff like that. I worked for both Fairview and North Memorial Hospitals down in Minneapolis and picked up quite a bit of experience with them in business, and I don't know if a lot of this applies to what I'd be doing, but should come in handy. I think I can, handle people well, and that's what I do enjoy is dealing with people, and especially dealing with people in the town that I'm from, Ironton.
Okay, excellent. So let's move on to some of our questions here. Sure. Obviously, this election year is always a lot of different campaign promises, a lot of priorities that are bandied about, and a lot of conversation in coffee shops. From your perspective, what's the top priority if elected here to Ironton City Council?
For me, Ironton, first off, is a small town. It's a 540 or so population, so most of it, I think, revolves around just keeping the infrastructure going, making sure that details, taking care of if somebody's got, leaky water systems, things like that, the snow removal, just kind of day-to-day things. We don't see any partisan things come up for the most part or anything like that. And so like I said, it's just pretty much a day-to-day operation. If somebody has trouble, we try to deal with it. Like I said, again, a small town, so there's not a tremendous amount of, like I said, a partisan or a political type of thing. Just make sure that the people are happy, that they're getting what they want in the community, and trying to take care of them, listen to them.
Okay, great. So as you look at this opportunity to represent the city of Ironton, what are some characteristics, maybe three characteristics that you offer that may distinguish you from other folks that are seeking political office?
Well, I think I'm a good listener, first off. I hope that's crucial, and I think I have a pretty good knack for balancing things. If somebody's got something on one side of an issue and somebody on another, I think I'm fairly good at seeing, both sides if that's required, and being able to make decisions, based on what I know. And I hope that, and being good-natured, and which is I think I am, and the simple fact that I really enjoy the area and do want to help take care of it. I'd like people to know that's what I would be there for. If they had a concern or an interest, that I would be there to listen and do the best I could to make sure that they're satisfied.
Okay, great. You pick up the newspaper, you turn on the television set, the discussion around budget and budget issues and budget
Certainly.
crunch.
Yep.
Obviously coming out of an economy that struggled for the last 5-6 years. No different at a local level in Ironton than it is on a federal level. There's still budget challenges.
Very much so.
How do you prioritize those budget challenges, and what's the best avenue to go about paying for some of those budget priorities?
Well, some of them, we're in a very limited budget. So some of the things, obviously, that come up that aren't planned for, those things become painful. Like I said, we're very limited, so a snowplow breaks down, that's a strong consideration. Maybe in other places it's a minor league thing, but for us that's significant. And maintaining the look and the function of the city itself to make sure that people don't have to worry about their water draining, things like that. Those are budget problems. It needs to be done, but it eats into a small town's budget very, very quickly. And So there's other things that we're looking at to try and generate a little bit more income for a town that size, and we're hoping that in the future that some of these things will come to pass and work out well for us.
Okay. When you talk about generating additional revenue for the city in terms of bringing in more revenue sources, sometimes that would be perhaps bringing in more industry or more businesses. What do you think could be done in the community of Ironton to create a business-friendly environment?
I know one thing that they're looking at, sir, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we've got a nice system of bike trails over there, which has worked out really well since it started. Ironton is part of that as well, and there's a nice little piece of property not too far from just out of town. They want to convert that into a place where campers, large campers and so on and so forth could come in. Obviously that would be an income generator. We're hoping that through the good PR that we've gotten with the bike trails and so on and so forth, that would, kind of add to that, and then maybe people would see, hey, this little place might have a little chance to grow, and make it, certainly make the town available to ideas like that. And then there's an agency over here, and I apologize, I forget their name, but they came and spoke with us a month or so back and indicated that they had quite a number of people that were very helpful with business expertise, how to get to the banks. I think a lot of people have good ideas, but it's tough to get through a bank. It is a tough time, and so I was going to look into more of that. That's just a personal thing on my level, just to see how they operate a little bit and try to bring in some ideas to, make sure that that the ideas that people have don't have to just be flushed. That maybe that they can, continue to go. Maybe a little help here and help there and stuff like that, and that's what we hope for.
Okay. So you mentioned one of the organizations there was an organization that you'd heard about that maybe had looked at partnering with communities like Ironton or looking for resources and creating.
Right.
Do you see any other community partners or ways that you can partnership? Obviously you've got the community of Crosby right next door. Are there ways that you see that the city of Ironton can partner with other potential community partners to enhance what the city's trying to accomplish?
I suppose that's possible, but to be honest with you, I haven't seen that in my time. Again, I'm a short-termer at this point, so I haven't seen any of that working together. Of course, we work with the police and the fire department and so on. Those are, I would think, be obvious things, but as far as business-related things, I haven't seen too much of it. Just the biking and the emphasis that they're putting on making it more of a sporting area and stuff like that. And in that aspect, we've had good cooperation.
Okay, excellent. Anything else before we let you go? Any final comments for our audience? My
final comments would be, I guess I would hope that you would take a look at me. I'm going to be going around a bit door to door, so I hope people look for me and don't seem too surprised if they see me coming. Like I said, I very much want to do this. This has nothing beyond just simply wanting to do this. I love my community. I've loved it for over 50 years, and I would like very much to do what I think could help the community if in any way that I can.
Okay.
So.
Well, we want to thank Clark for joining us on the program. We also want to thank our audience for listening in and tuning in to Candid Conversations with Candidates. Please visit this and other interviews on our online voting guide at www.votebrainerdlakes.com, and please remember to vote on November 6th.